Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
Welcome to Sunday night. This is AIRO 101 call. We will be discussing everything AIRO. Quick overview, show you how to set it up. We'll go over how to count pips, how to use a proper lot size, things of that nature, so you guys can understand the basics of how the process works, the basics of how to place a trade, as well as we will go over strategy number one, for the AIRO software. All right. So hey, thank you for joining on this call, as this is the weekly setup call and the just everyday anything call when it comes to AIRO. No live trading tonight, but more or less just to help out with getting set up, on the software. All right. So real quick, my name is Nathan Williams. I'm the developer of AIRO. I've been trading in the financial markets going on about 14 years now, 15 years. Been trading, Forex specifically for about 5, and created this software to make it easier for beginners to actually understand the basic concepts of how to trade the Forex market, and then to give them guidance, in making, in trades in a more profitable way. All right. Tonight's call, we will go over some of the basics. So let me first start by doing this here. So I'm going to log into my account with Auvoria to show you some of the basics, where to go on the website when it comes to utilizing the software. Also, when it comes to logging into your VPS. All right. So let's go ahead and share my screen. So when you first log into Auvoria Prime, when it comes to AIRO, there's 2 places you really want to deal with. And number 1 is launching your VPS, and then number 2 is actually all the video support that you get from standpoint of all the training that you get on how to use the VPS, all the training you get on how to use the actual AIRO software. And so we'll go over both of those real quick here so that you understand how to navigate to the proper channels on the website. All right. So when you first log in, you go to the dashboard. You'll have a screen. You click on these 3 lines here in the top left-hand corner. Pulls out the menu for you. You want to select AP Marketplace and then go to Switch Tools. That will bring you to this page here. If you do not see that you have at least the bronze level software, or if you do and you have not selected the AIRO software, you won't see this. And if you haven't, then you should see all of the software boxes and you need to select AIRO. If you select AIRO now, what that does for you is going to take about 30 minutes to an hour before your virtual private server is created. All right, so you have to just make sure you take notes if you're doing that now for the first time. If you already have AIRO selected here, then great. What you want to do next is you want to select Launch VPS. All right, that'll bring up a whole nother tab, a whole nother screen. We're going to come down here to VPS accounts, select the drop down, and select Access Pass Running. All right, password, you want to save that or copy it. All right, so you want to copy this password right here. All right. Then you close that out. And when you see this here, after you close it out, you'll see it says connect to your VPS here, reboot your VPS here, view password, remote desktop connection. So you'll come to this website again, I'm going to show you how to log into your VPS in 2 different ways. This first way is last resort. It's not recommended to log into your VPS and use it through your website on a consistent basis. That should be your last resort. You should be going through your remote desktop connection. So you want to download the Microsoft Remote Desktop application. If you have a Windows PC, then it will already be on the actual OS. All right. If you have a Mac like I do, then you'll need to download it so that you can actually access it that way. So I'll show you how to log into that later. Right now, we'll go over, if you ever have any issues with your VPS where it's lagging or it's stuck or something that doesn't seem right, log into the website here and then hit the reboot your VPS. It'll reboot it here, and then after about a minute or two, you can then log back into it, and things should be all cleared up. All right. You should make it a habit to reboot your VPS at least one time a week. I always recommend to do it on Saturdays because Sunday the market opens, and Sunday through Friday the market is open. So you want to make sure that you're available to be able to trade then. So I would pick either Friday night or Saturday morning to just reboot your VPS. That way you're ready for the next week. All right. When you want to connect to your VPS, you simply just connect to your VPS. Make sure you say that password, you copied it. When you select connect to your VPS, it's going to bring up a whole new tab. All right, whole new tab here. All right. First thing you want to do is hit the send Control Alt Delete button. All right, so click on that one, and it should bring you to, let me change mine. All right. So you first log in should look like this. Hit the send Control Alt Delete. Should see this, the trader. All right. If you don't see it, that's fine. It'll say something else. It'll probably say admin. Trader is what I've logged into, and you'll explain. I'll explain why it's called trader. But it'll bring up your password here. What you're going to do is in this white box here, you'll want to copy. You'll want to paste the password here. So you want to paste the password up here. Look, it prints it right here. All right. Then you hit the arrow, and it will take you into your VPS. All right. When you come in, it should look just like this. And so as you see here, you also have a reboot button on your desktop. So if you have any issues, you can reboot from here as well. But then also it has a Windows update. So when you reboot your VPS once a week, you should also go through after the reboot, do the Windows update. That way you have the latest updated version. All right. Just make it a habit to do each week, routine. All right. So once you've done that, you're good to go. All right. Now to actually launch the software, you want to come here and down and double click on AIRO. Once you double click on that, you'll get a chart up. This will be your MetaTrader 4. You'll probably have 4 different windows open. I got one big one, and you'll have 4 different ones. So yours will look very, let me see if I can. Yours will look something like that. All right. So you first set up, yours should look something like this here. All right. So a couple things you want to do. Number one is you're going to want to log into your account with your broker. All right. So you're going to want to log into your account with your broker. For those who are new, a broker is utilized for multiple reasons. So this platform right here that we're using, this is the MetaTrader 4 platform. All right. Your broker is who you deposit your money with so that you can actually use the money, or who you set up your demo account with. And your demo account is just fake money, allows you to practice until you get very consistent with your strategy, the strategies that we have here for AIRO. And then when you feel comfortable, you can go live with real money. All right. And so, let's see here. Once you've logged into your broker and deposited your money or set up a demo account, they'll send you an email. Your email will have 3 things on it. It's going to have your username, which is just your account number, and it's going to have 2 passwords: your trader password, your investor password. The trader password is the one you always want to use when you're looking to make trades. If you have a friend or family member that wants to kind of watch you trade and see how well you're doing, you can give them your login number and your investor password. That allows them to just read only. So they can only read. They can't make any adjustments. They can't make any trades on your account. That's why you have that second password. All right. That allows them to log in to see what's going on, but it doesn't allow them to make any trades. All right. Now, to log into your broker, you'll want to do 2 things here. Number one, hit file, and then open an account. All right. Once you've done that, you want to type in your name of your broker down here. You want to come down here. It says add new broker. Hit the plus sign. Type in a broker here, and then hit scan. When you hit scan, it's going to bring the broker up. All you do is find either the demo or the live. Demo or live. Once you select which one you want, so let's go with this company here, demo, and then boom, hit next. All right, it's going to bring you to the password screen, the login screen. And so what you want to do is, since you've already created your access for your broker, because you went to that broker, you want to select existing trade account. Select existing trade account. All right. Your boxes will go from grayed out to white. You then want to come in here and you want to type in the login, which is your account number, and then you want to type in the password, which is the trader password. Once you do that, you hit finish. And once you hit finish, it'll go bring, make this nice little ring noise. It'll say you've got mail, and then you'll see down here in the bottom right-hand corner of the chart, you got green and red bars and tells you how many kilobytes per second that you're running at. All right, that means you're logged in. Plus, you'll see at the top, it'll tell you your account number, what broker, all that. All right. And then also, once you've done that, now you're logged in. All right. So now we can load the AIRO software onto the chart. So first thing you want to do is you want to close all these charts out. You only need one. You don't need four up. Only need one at the moment. All right. So I'll open this one here. All right. And the first thing I want to do is I want to change my settings. I want to create my default settings. So how do I create the default settings? All right. Default settings. I want to right click on the black of the screen, or if you have a Mac, double click. All right. Once you've done that, come down to properties. All right. And then I'm going to put in the settings here, and you guys can take a picture, a screenshot, or just follow along. So the background's black, foreground's white, grid white. Bar up lime, bar down is red. Bar down is red. All right, bull candle, line, bear candle, red. All right, leave everything else the same. Come over here to common. From here, you want to change this to chart shift and chart auto scroll. Select candlesticks here. Select show ash line and show period separators. All right. And then you want to uncheck the show grid. All right. Let's go back over there again. Here are the, take a picture, take a screenshot of these settings here for the colors. And then under common for the other settings, take a picture or screenshot for the behind the scenes settings. All right, now that you got that, select OK. And when you hit OK, now your chart will come up and look very different than what it was. All right. But it'll look very similar to what you're used to seeing, elsewhere. All right. So now that you got that set up, let's see here. I want you to save this as a template. All right. First thing I want to do is on this menu bar here. And if you don't see this menu bar here, what you want to do is you want to go to view, come down to toolbars, and make sure you check all four of these. Just click on them. You'll check them, check all four. All right. And then you would come back over here underneath toolbars and you want to select the status bar and the charts bar. That way all six are check marked, these four and these two. Once you've done that, you're good. And so what you want to do next is come down here where it has M1, M5, M15, so forth and so on, and select M15. That means minute 15. That means each candlestick takes 15 minutes to form. That's all that means. All right. Once you've done that, you want to come over here to this last icon here. That is the templates chart. You want to select templates and you want to hit save template. you'll get this error message here. Hit OK, and it brings you to the templates menu. And you default. I saved mine as default already. You see, I already have it here saved. So I'll give you guys a second here. Go ahead and set it up, save it as default. And then once you set it up as default, go ahead and select save. All right, you guys a couple seconds to go ahead and get that taken care of. All right, once you got that set up, then you want to, let's see here, open up, let's see here, you can open up a new chart. I'll show you how it works. So underneath file, you have this white piece of paper and a green plus sign. That's the new chart. So just come here and pick another random pair. That's fine, doesn't matter. You'll see it comes back to the way it looked. That's fine. You come up here to the templates, go to load template, and then come down here to default, select that and select open. And voila, that's it. That is it. All right. Now that you got that set up, you're done with the template. All right. You're done with the template. All right. Once you're done with the template, you need to then set up the actual software itself. All right. Now, to do so, you want to select this icon right here underneath insert and charts, which is a gold folder with a gold star next to it. All right. Gold folder with a gold star. Once you have that there, select that. You get the pop-up menu here on the side. All right. You want to come down here to where it says indicators. Come down here, select that. A little plus sign next to it, and you get a pop-up menu here. Now, mind you, we are inside the VPS through the website. As you can see, the screen is small. I'm having to squint myself, but the screen is smaller. When you go to the remote Microsoft Remote Desktop, which I'll show you next, it is a lot larger picture, easier on the eyes. The speed is overall better. So make sure to actually download Microsoft Remote Desktop and log into your account the exact same way we're logging in now, and do all the customized settings as well. All right. All right. So next you want to do, like I said, you hit the plus sign next to indicators, come down to AIRO V 3.1, double click. All right. Once you double click, you then want to come to common, make sure the first two are check marked. Once you have them check marked, go to inputs. And then from inputs, you have desktop alert true, push notifications to your phone true. So both of those should be true by default. And then your money zone beginning end time should be 08 to 2000. All right, that's 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock in the evening. I'm sorry, yeah, from military time. I'm sorry, 8 to 10 military time. All right. Now, based on my broker that I use, that time frame, that 12-hour time frame right there, is the correct time for what we call the money zone. Because the money zone is where, and I'll go more in depth with it, it's where over 80% of the market is traded, or what time 80% of the market is typically traded every day. And that's between 0800 and 2000 with my broker. In time zone, that is between 12 a.m., and I put the cheat code here for you, 12 a.m. Central to 12 p.m. Central. All right, so from 12 to 12, that is the best time to trade. And it doesn't matter what time zone you're in. So don't care about your time zone. What you need to do is convert 12 a.m. Central to 12 p.m. Central into whatever your broker's time frame is. When you put it into the system, it will automatically be correct for you, because 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time is the exact same time of the day that Australia trades, the money zone, and UK trades. They're not changing strategies. They're not changing time frames, because that is those are the 12 hours of the day. All right. So once you get that set, I'll let you guys take a picture of that. I'll give it a second here. Under common, first two's checked. And once you're done, you hit OK. All right. And the software pops on. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna close. All right. All right, cool. So now you get this set up here. Let's zoom out. Let you guys see it and ask questions. Let me zoom in one more time. There we go. Oh, it's out. All right. So this is AIRO. This is the software here. All right. So what you want to do is to ensure that you save the software, and that's easy to get to. You want to come back to the templates folder down here. Click on that one. Select Save Template. Select OK. And then come in here and type in AIRO or AIRO V3, whatever you want to call it. Let's call it AIRO, AIRO. And then you want to hit Save. And that's it. Now your template is saved. All right. So now you open up another chart. It's not looking good for us. Come into template folders. Let's see here. You want to go to load template. You want to go to AIRO. That's the one we just saved. And you want to select open. And boom, it takes your default settings and your AIRO settings and puts it on the chart. So now you don't have all the grids in the background, so it's nice and clean. You have the period separator. This period separator just lets you know when the new Forex day starts. So this period separator happens every day at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. So from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, that is the worst time of the day to trade because the spreads get open higher. And we'll talk about spreads here in a second. And you can lose a lot of money or make very little when the spreads get significantly higher. All right. And you just want to avoid that time frame. So from 4 to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right. Let's see here. See if there are any questions real quick before we move on. All right, so somebody said they noticed the date and times are off. All right, yes, this is live, guys. This is live. So let me go share my screen one more time. All right, let me zoom in so you guys can see. We are 2.5 hours, almost 2.5 hours from the money zone. All right, 2.5 hours away from the money zone. All right, you see the money zone here, see it here, see it here, every 12 hours a day. All right, so you want to convert your time frame. All right, so let's go back into that one more time. So begin. You just want to double click on this one, type in your broker. You need to know what your broker server time is. Just go to your broker server time. Select Google and then type in whatever your broker's name is, server time at the end. All right. Once you've done that, you then can convert 12 a.m. Central to 12 p.m. Central into the broker that you are utilizing. All right. If you're new, there are a couple criteria that I look for when I go, with a broker. For those who are new, you want a broker that's going to give you a lot of offerings. So, are they going to let you trade cryptocurrency on the weekends? Are they going to let you trade stocks? Are they going to let you trade indices and precious metals? All right. You also want to look for a broker that has nice perks, and not just short-term perks, but like long-term perks of. Let's say they give you, no money off on your discounts or something like that. So like when you're depositing money or you're withdrawing money with Bitcoin, most brokers will actually charge you a fee. And then there's some brokers that won't. All right. You also want to look for a book broker versus a B book broker. So a B book broker trades against you. They are going to manipulate the market to make sure that they have the highest chance of winning. And then they're going to, just take all your money. over time. All right, especially if you don't know what you're doing just yet. So that's it about the brokers. Yeah, I mean, it's real easy. I mean, if the server time says that you start at 02, you start at 2 o'clock a.m. to 2 p.m. All right, great. So what you do is you come in here and type 0200. All right, 0200, and then you come down here and just add 12 hours. So 1400. All right. $14. 02 to 014. Simple as that. All right. Mine is 0800 to 2000. All right. 0800 to 2000. Select OK, close, and your money zone will be in the right place. All right. Money zone will be in the right place. All right. So let me stop sharing real quick. I saw a couple questions in the Q&A box. So AIRO can be used every day of the week. Somebody asked, do you trade only Wednesday through Friday? Can we use AIRO on Monday and Tuesdays as well? And so, yes, you can use AIRO every day of the week. Personally, I only trade Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays London sessions. And if I'm up on New York, then I trade Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, New York sessions. Every now and then I'll trade on Monday, every now and then, or Tuesday morning for the Tuesday morning for the not really New York session, probably London session. Trying to think. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. Maybe London session. I like to stay up late. All right. So that's how that works. So you can trade whenever you want. It is just advisable or recommended that if you're going to trade, you typically trade Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. All right. That's it. All right. Someone said they can't see server time for Hugo's Way. So I can tell you Hugo's Way is 0800 to 2000. So it's the default settings. I can tell you that right now. So you can leave default settings alone and you'll be okay. If you're live, how you double check your settings? Great question. So let me share my screen. So if you already gone through the setup process, right here, what you want to do is you want to right click on the back of the screen and come down here. Oh, I'm sorry. You want to come down here to indicators list. So again, right click on the screen, come down to indicators list, select that, select AIRO V3.1, and select edit. All right, and then you have all your settings for the indicator right here. All right. Nothing else to do. All right, that's how you check your settings. If you know, all right. Should be another question here. If you have questions, please put them in the Q&A box. If you have questions, please put them in the Q&A box. That way I can try to concentrate on the Q&A box, guys. What forex pairs do I recommend for AIRO? All right. We'll go over those on the chart. Can't wait for options. Me either. Yes, you are going to convert 12 a.m. Central to 12 p.m. Central. Convert that into whatever country you live in, whatever time zone you live in that country, to their time zone. All right. Yes, DLL imports. Let's go back to the chart. So someone asked about DLL imports. And so when you're in the software, the only thing you do need to change here in the settings, common, allow DLL imports. I think we went over that earlier. So you make sure that one's checked. Usually when you first set up, that one's not checked. So you need to check it. All right. So now you get that set. So cool thing. Someone asked, does AIRO work on iPad? So because you're paying for the VPS, the virtual private server, you can download the Microsoft Remote Desktop on any tablet, on any computer, and of course, use it through the back office of the website. And short answer, long answer short, yes, you can use AIRO on your actual iPad. All you have to do is be able to download the Microsoft Remote Desktop to your iPad, and then select, put in the credentials, and then voila, you'll have everything sitting there for you. Can you use AIRO to scout? Yes, I'm a scalper, so I use it to scout. Please, can you explain about pips? We'll go over pips later, guys. We'll go over pips later. Pips and lot sizes. Someone said they just set up their alerts already. Would they be able to receive alerts immediately after this is set up? Yes, if AIRO gives you a notification, you will receive it. Now, if you're set up correctly, you will. So let's go talk about that real quick. So real quick here, we're gonna come back to the website. When you come back to the main screen here, I'm sorry, we're talking about the alerts. Let me stop sharing real quick. All right. Okay. Close. So you want to talk about sharing the, let me get my phone real quick so I can show you guys. So to be able to get alerts to your phone, you want to download the MetaTrader 4 app. All right, so I got the MetaTrader 4 application. All right, the MetaTrader 4 app. All right, you want to download that, not MT5, MT4. All right, you want to download that. All right. Next, you want to come up here on your chart. You want to come to View. I'm sorry, Tools, Options. Tools, and then Options. All right. Once you come to Options, you want to go to Notifications. It's your notifications right here. It's going to ask you for your MetaQuotes ID. So on your phone, what you want to do is you want to go to Settings, and then you want to go to Chat and Messages. Settings, and then Chat and Messages. When you do so, you come to a black screen like this, and at the very bottom, it's going to have your what? My MetaQuotes ID number. Once you have that set up, you type in the My MetaQuotes ID number here. I'm sorry, select Enable and Push Notifications first. Type in your account number and everything here, and then select Test. When you select Test, it will send a test to your phone. When that sends it there, you are all good to go, and you're all set up. And so what you need to do next is go into the settings on your phone for the app, MT4, and turn on notifications. That way your phone knows to send notifications from this app. It should not be turned on for the default settings. So you're gonna want to turn it on. Otherwise, you're gonna think that the software doesn't work, but it is working, all right? All right, great question. Let's go back and look for some more questions here. Once we get the questions answered, we'll continue on. All right, it says now does this have to be reloaded on all charts after input change? Yeah, that's what the template is for. So anytime you open a new chart, you just add a template. All right, you have to add the template. Someone asked about magic keys. You currently cannot use magic keys because the VPS is locked down. You cannot add anything to this virtual private server. All right. I'm working on bringing magic keys and some other things, making them available. So we'll talk about that at a later date. All right. Right now, you cannot use magic keys. Questions about asking which version of remote desktop do we use? Whatever the latest version is. I mean, whenever you download it, you should get the latest version. All right. Remote desktop. I just use Microsoft Remote Desktop. All right, no number at the end, just Microsoft Remote Desktop. How do I get AIRO indicator on all my Forex pairs and just one pair? You open up more charts with all the Forex pairs and you add the template to each chart. That's how you get AIRO on all your Forex pairs. No, you can't add a candle timer at the moment. So the question was about adding a candle timer. That's something that we're potentially looking at doing later on myself. Again, I added things in there that were value add that you need right out the back. Some of these other things that people have asked about, they are nice. What do you call it? Add-ons, but they're not necessary. All right, and you could be able to do everything yourself. What is the best to scalp from? So the best time frame to scalp from is depending on your strategy. But scalping's time frames are either going to be the 1 minute, 5 minute, or 15 minute. All right, unless you're scalping just on a higher time frame, but typically you're going to scalp on a 1 minute, 5 minute, or 15. All right. So a good amount to get started with. I always recommend everybody two things. I recommend number one, only use what you can afford to lose. That's it. If you can afford to lose $100 and it doesn't affect you, then only invest that. If you can afford to lose 500, then only invest that. If you can afford to lose 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, whatever you can afford to lose, I recommend you start off with that. But I would say starting off with about $500 should be, a potential setup for you. All right. If you can get 500, I recommend 500. Alerts come from whatever you put the chart on. So if you put a chart on cryptocurrency, you'll get cryptocurrency. You put it on stocks, you'll get stock alerts. You put it on forex pairs, you get forex pairs. So whatever you put the charts on is what you will receive alerts for. All right, we'll go over the time frame. All right, all questions are answered. Look through the chat real quick. All right, no questions in the chat. All right, so now that we have all that out of the way, we talked about the basics of the software, the why I built the software. We talked about how to log into the software through the back office. We talked about how to set the templates and all of that. Next, let me show you how to log into the MT4. All right. So this is what we were logged into. And so now we want to go log into MT4. All right. So we'll go back to, all right, we're now going to log into the Microsoft Remote Desktop. So you come back to this page here and you're going to go to launch VPS, exit passing. All right. You want to download that password there. All right. All right. Once you've done that, you want to come over here to remote desktop connection. Now I'm going to show you mine, but I'm not worried about it because I'm only logged in into demo accounts on mine. So I don't care if you mess with mine or not. It's not going to hurt me. It's only going to mess with my one demo account. All right. So you want to click on remote desktop. This is, if I say that to say, do not share this information with anybody. All right. You have a username, IP address, password. You need to copy all those down. All right. Next, you want to access the Microsoft Remote Desktop. All right. All right. When you download it, you have a quick little menu look like this. All right. If it doesn't look like this, that means you have a Windows. This is if you have a Mac. If you have Windows, it'll look different. I believe your plus sign is going to be in the right-hand corner, but you just hit the plus sign to add a new chart. Under connection name, just type whatever. I call mine AP for Auvoria Prime. Under PC name, you want to paste the IP address they give you. Then you want to come down here under PC name, IP address, under username, Trader, Trader. That's the password you want to use. Same as on the password it talks about with the information you got from the website. And last but not least, you want to come back here and you want to paste the password into this field. All right, so let's start it over again. Correction name, AP, or whatever you want to call it, Auvoria Prime. Next is PC name. PC name is going to be your PC name. And then last but not least, you want to come down here and you want to type in your trader name, your username, and your password. Trader is username. Password is the password they gave you. Make sure you paste it in there because it is case sensitive. Once you've done that, you can hit OK or hit the X here to close out. And then you have your VPS pop up. Mine says AP and for its VPS. All right. So don't worry about those. I got this for AP. I double click on it. Let me show you what it looks like. All right. Share this screen here. So once you log in, it'll look just like normal. You know, you got your 4 screens. You'll need to log in, like I showed you guys, to your broker. You'll need to save both templates, and then you'll need to apply AIRO. So template. AIRO template, open. So you did the same thing you would do with the VPS through the website. Save your template for default and save it again for AIRO. All right. Save your settings from the money zone standpoint the same way, and then you're good to go. Here's the chart. All right. Once you've done that, now you're good to go. Now you have everything you need. So let me open up the chart here real quick so I can answer some questions. All right, cool. All right. Now you have everything you need on how to set up. When you log into your, here, you should be good to go. All right, log into your broker, set up your default, set up your chart, and then you are good to go. All right. Now, next, I'm going to break down the different aspects of AIRO, talk about how to count pips, what lot sizes are, show you strategy number 1, which is the root, the foundation of AIRO, and then we will call it a night. So before I go in there, Let me stop share real quick here. Got a couple questions here. AIRO, someone asked, does AIRO work on MT5? AIRO only works on MT4. Only MT4. You can download MetaTrader 4 on whatever you want to put it on. Your phone, your tablet, your computer. It doesn't need, so whatever you want to put it on. Yes, you can add metals and crypto. So if you have the broker that allows you to trade precious metals and cryptos, you can add them and trade them with AIRO. If you don't, then you can't trade them. So your broker is the one that makes everything available. So for everyone to understand, a broker does two things. A broker allows you access to trade certain instruments on their platform, and then a broker uses your money. They take your money, put it in a escrow account, and whenever you are making trades, they put it into your account. Once your actual account is set up, they'll shift the money over into your account, and then that money is then because they make the feed, the live feed, which is the charts. They make it available for you to see what the charts are doing, and then once that's going on, then you place your trades. All right, trade the place, and you're good to go. So someone asked if I can download MT4 on my Mac. You don't have to. When you pay for the software, you get a virtual private server, which I just showed you how to do. So how to set up. Log into your VPS and log into your MT4. It is more user-friendly on Windows versions than it is Mac. So the VPS, you'll have access to the VPS because you're paying for one. Get inside the VPS, log in, and set up. That's how I use my Mac. I'm on my Mac right now. That is how I use my Mac to be able to trade with the software. Because I have a VPS. The VPS is Windows based. All right. Where do I check my broker grade? You can ask them, or you can ask somebody that just knows the industry. All right. All right. Make sure we got everything here. Good. All right, great. So all questions answered. And we will now move on to the actual charts itself. So let's get that up real quick. All right, now we're on the charts. All questions are answered for the moment. We're going to go over what is AIRO, how to count pips, how to use lot size, and then how to place a trade. And then we'll talk about strategy number one. All right. So first thing is, how do we count pips? What is a pip? All right, a pip is how you count the movement in price. A pip stands for price interest point. All right, price interest point. All right, that's how you count the movement in price. Price interest point. So what does that look like? All right, real simple. All right, there we go, pip. Pip is how you count the movement in price. All right, and you see here on the side, I have all these random numbers. This is current price. This for this currency pair, EUR Great Britain pound, EUR. That is the versus the Great Britain pound. When price is going up, that is what? That means the euro is getting stronger against GBP, the Great Britain pound. When price is going down, the euro is weakening. All right. So we zoom out real quick. Let's go over the quick aspects of AIRO. So number one, you see there are red zones here. And if you go to another chart here, there are green zones. Let's go to the 15-minute. All right. So red zones, and then on the charts, the green zones. It broke through that, and the green zone disappeared, which happens. Let me try to find a chart that has both of them on it so you can see what I mean. You guys understand. All right. All right, here we go. You have both red zones and green zones on one chart. All right. Red zones are resistance. They're like the ceiling. If I take a ball, throw it at the ceiling, it's going to bounce off the ceiling and head down. Green is called support. It's like the floor. If I take a ball and drop it on the floor, it's going to bounce off. That's what all price does. Price is the candlesticks. All right. These are candlesticks right here. That's what these are called. So price is like the candlesticks. Price bounces off the ceiling, comes back down, bounces off the floor, off the ceiling, off the floor, off the ceiling, off the floor. All right. And so what we like to do is when it bounces off the ceiling or the floor and heads in the opposite direction, we then use the arrows to catch movement in that new direction. All right. You wait for price to turn around and you catch it in the new direction. The green candlesticks and there's red candlesticks. Green candlesticks are always above, or most of the time above, the line, which is the moving average. So if they're above, that means, and they're green, price is an uptrend. If they're below and they're red, price is most likely in a downtrend. That's what that means. You already know about the money zone. It happens every day for 12 hours between 12 midnight Central Standard Time and 12 noon the next day Central Standard Time. That represents over 80% of all the $7 trillion a day. It's traded during that time frame. Yes, if you didn't know, the foreign exchange market is the largest financial market in the entire world, and it's not even close. All right. The New York Stock Exchange, I believe, does about $20 billion a day. It's a lot of money. But the foreign exchange market, there's 7 trillion a day. It's a big difference. Big difference. All right. Next, you have the blue line, moving average. That's just the average of price, of where price is going. It gives you a good indication if you're in an uptrend or if you're in a downtrend. So again, if price or the candlesticks are above the moving average, which is the blue line, and they're green, you're in an uptrend, and vice versa. If they're down below, you're in the downtrend. All right. The arrows, last but not least, the arrows. There are 3 types of arrows. And these are all my proprietary software strategies built into the arrows. They pop up based on my strategies when my strategy will pop up. And so they comprise of a trend confirmation changeover strategy. So when trend has confirmed, when it's confirmed to have gone from up, you see here it's been up, and if trend is confirmed to have been down. All right. Then there's a so you get the confirmation trend change, you have the continuation trend. So when price heads down and then pulls back up and then heads back down again, or vice versa, price heads up, pulls back, then heads again. That second arrow is the continuation. It believes that the head is going to still run. All right. The actual candlesticks here are still running that one direction. All right. That's what the arrows are telling you. Potentially there's a buy or sell here in this direction. We'll talk more about how specifically to actually use each arrow. All right. Let's see here. Next is, now we get that out of the way. Next is, I guess, how to count the pips. So let's go back. All right, there we go. bit so I can type and you guys can see this. I'm typing this out for you guys so you guys can actually take notes about what is a pip right now. All right, we'll talk about how to count a pip. Two, three. Sorry, guys. Got a phone call that came through. Excuse me, excuse me. Let me log back in. Sorry about that, guys. So. All right, so there are two rules. All right, so rule number one is if there are two or three numbers, you see here, price is written, you know, bless me. Let's go with 0.87875. So we're gonna use that one to demonstrate. All right, bet. So if there are 2 to 3 numbers after the decimal place, you want to use the second digit. That's your pip. If there are 4 to 5 numbers after the decimal place, use the fourth digit. So no matter what, either use the second digit or the fourth digit. All right. Look at GBP JPY currency pairs. You see there are only 3 numbers after the decimal place. So we're going to use this one, for example, to learn how to count 145.980. 145.980. All right. That's what we're going to use, for example. All right. All right, so here's how we count it, guys. Here's how we count. We're using 145.980 right here. This number right here is our example. So if we go from 145.980 and price moves up to 145.990, that's 1 pip up. That means price has increased by 1 pip. If price goes from 145.980 to 145.970, that is 1 pip down. 1 pip down. All right. All right, now we're gonna count by tens. So if price goes from 145.980 to 146.080, that is 10 pips up. 10 pips up. And then if price goes from 145.980 to 145.880, that's 10 pips down. 10 down. All right, that's how you count when you have 2 or 3 numbers after the decimal place. Second digit is your pip. So the 8 is our pip. All right. Now, with EUR GBP, there's 5 numbers after the decimal place. So you want to use the 4th digit as your pip. 4 or 5 numbers after the decimal place. This 4th number is your pip. So we use 0.8787. Oh, there it is. 87875. All right. All right, great. So 2 examples here. All right, so with price it being at 0.87875, come on now. If it goes from 0.87875 to 0.87885, price has gone up 1 pip. And then the price goes from 0.87875 to 0.87865, price has gone down 1 pip. So I hope you're getting the gist of it. We'll go ahead and do 10 pips. So 0.87875 to 0.87975 is 10 pips. Oh. Add that there. And then we're going the opposite direction. We're going 10 pips down now. 0.87875 to 0.87775. 10 pips down. All right, so with 10 pips down, you're looking at 0.87875 to 0.87775 is 10 pips down. All right, so hopefully you guys have learned a valuable lesson on how to count pips. It's either going to be the second digit if there are 2 or 3 numbers after the decimal place, or it's going to be 4th digit if there are 4 or 5 numbers after the decimal place. This is only for Forex pairs. If you trade cryptocurrencies or indices or something of that nature, you count the pips differently. All right, this is called the beginner call. So we're only going to start off with just the Forex pairs. That's why all we train on, all right, on Sundays. All right, next we're going to talk about pips. I'm sorry, not pips, but lot sizes. We'll talk about some lot sizes next, guys. And write these down for you that way you have them for your notes. You can take a screenshot, take a picture of them. All right, here we go. There are three types of lot sizes. Three types. Number one, there's what's called the micro lot. This first one right here, the very first one, the micro lot. All right, the micro lot is written as 0.01 to 0.09. All right, a 0.01 lot size, that is a 10-cent. So for every pip move up or down, that is 10 cents. All right. Next is the mini lot. Mini lot is written as 0.1 to 0.99. All right. 0.1 is, guess what? That is a $1 lot size. $1. All right. 0.1 is $1 lot size. So pip move up or down, that's $1. And the last but not least is the standard lot. All right. It's written from 1.00 to infinity. And I say infinity because the more money you have in your account, the bigger the lot sizes you can put on. All right. So banks, I've seen them use 100,000 lot size, which means you just carry it a zero. That is $1 million a pip lot size. All right. So the more money you have in your account, the bigger the lot size you can put on. All right. And a $1 lot size or a standard lot is $10 per pip. So 1.00 is $10 per pip. All right. So every pip move up and down is $10. All right. Now, I recommend from a proper risk management standpoint, uh, all right. So from a proper risk management standpoint, I recommend that you use a 0.01 lot size for every $100 in your account. Now, what does proper risk management mean? You want to manage your risk. Whenever you're putting your money into the market, you are risking your money because you could lose it. There's no guarantees, even with this software, that you're going to make money. All right. No guarantees. Nothing's guaranteed, especially in investing. All right. Now, the rules applied follow basic principles and give you the highest probability chance to win your trades if you apply the rules appropriately and at the appropriate times, but there are no guarantees. So you want to always manage your risk just in case, not even just in case, you want to always manage your risk so that when you do lose, you don't lose everything in your account. So with a 0.01 for every $100 in your account, it will take 1,000 pips using a 0.01 lot size. You have to get 1,000 pips wrong for you to lose all $100. All right. So you have, it allows you to stay in the game for a long time, for a while. All right. Don't get greedy. Don't start using bigger lot sizes for the account size because you would take bigger hits. And that could to having little to no money in your account left over. All right. So if you're using a 0.01 lot size for every $100, if I have a $500 account, which I believe somebody asked about, what's the minimum that I recommend, and you can start off with with the brokers, you can start off with as little as $50. But I recommend at least coming in with $500. I'm sorry, $100. If you can start off with 500, that'd be great. But minimum $100. And so if you got 500 in your account, let's just say, then the lot size you would use would be a 0.01 for every $100. So that would be a lot size of a 0.05, which is a 50-cent lot size, which means that every pip move is 50 cents. All right. If you have $1,000 in your account, then you can use a 0.1 lot size. All right. And if you have 10,000 in your account, then you can use the standard lot. All right. But just based off of my recommendations. You can trade how you want to trade. These rules that I'm telling you, these are just recommendations of, what I would have wanted someone to teach me when I started learning how to trade. You can trade how you want, what you want, when you want. All right. But managing your risk is something that, everyone has to do in the foreign exchange currency world or in any type of investing. Manage your risk. All right. So we talked about lot sizes. We talked about pips. Now I will show you guys how to place a trade, how to close it and all that. But before I do, let me check to see if there are any questions. Got 3 quick questions. I'll talk about AIRO pips, sure. Someone asked me to talk about the AIRO pips. So I forgot this is on the chart. It's not really needed. What this right here, AIRO pips, anytime you put a place a trade on, and I'll show you to you when the time comes, it'll change for you. So we'll talk about that once we place trades. The money zone will automatically pop on the chart, guys. All you gotta do is set the settings. All right, it'll automatically pop on the chart for you. All right, when the time comes. The money zone doesn't start for 2 hours at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time or 12 a.m. Central Standard Time. So that's 1 hour and 43 minutes from now is when the money zone will start. Yes, I always show how to count pips when I place the stop loss and take profit. So, we do this every Sunday, guys. Let me work. All right, chat. All right. Let's go to the chart, back to the chart. No questions left in Q&A. All right, we're here on the chart. Now let's go to the other chart. Let's go pull up a new chart so we can take a trade and we don't get things in the way. All right. So prices overall moving up. All right. So the quickest way, let me go down to the 15-minute time frame, it'll be a little better. All right. Prices you see is overall moving up. That's what the software allows you to do. It allows you to see what's going on with the market. And you see it came down here. You see more red than there was green. And then now it's heading back up. Now there's more green than there's red. So you overall, from a vision standpoint, you can see that the price is heading up right now. All right. Now, to place a trade, the easiest way to do it is to right click on the black of the screen and select one-click trading. All right. If the broker you're using doesn't allow you to pull that up, then that means the currency pair you have pulled up or the asset class you have pulled up here, you're not allowed to trade. All right. Some brokers have some charts or asset that you can only mark the charts up, if you want to do your analysis, but you cannot trade those. All right. You cannot trade those. So that's what happens if you see that you can't pull this up or you do pull it up, it's grayed out, you can't use it. This is one-click trading button. If I hit sell, it's going to sell. If I hit buy, it's going to place a buy. All right, right here is what? This is where I change my lot size. So for me to change my lot size, remember, I use a 0.01 for every $100 in the account. So to check my account balance, I want to select on right underneath charts. There's a little blue and white icon here, piece of paper tablet thing. It says terminal. Select terminal. And you can see here in my demo account, I have $3,863.39. So guess what? That means I need to be using a 0.38 lot size, which is a 0.01 for every $100 in the account. 0.38. All right. And so here, from a cursor up here, 0.38. Now that's a $3.80 lot size. So for every pip up and every pip down, that's $3.80. All right, so overall price is up. So you see there's two lines here. One red on top, one white on bottom. Remove these. These are what's called the bid and the ask. So the bid is the white line. This is the bid. When you hit sell, it will put your entry at the white line because you always sell at the bid. And then, of course, the opposite, you buy at the ask, which is the red line, is the ask line. So if I hit buy, because we're in uptrend, you'll see here, hit buy, one-click trading, very easy, boom, puts me a dotted line right at the red line. If I hit sell, Boom, puts a dotted line, my entry at the white line. All right, I'm going to delete the sell because we're in a buy trend headed up. So I'm gonna hit buy. All right, as you saw, when I hit buy, guess what? We're on the EUR JPY chart. It's going to tell me I'm in an EUR JPY sale and I'm down 2 pips. All right. If I hit sell, okay, one buy, one sell on. So you can, for the buy, it's green, EUR JPY. If it's green, that means you're in a sale. So no matter what chart you're on, you still have, as long as you have the software on there, you'll be able to go from screen to screen and know what's going on with the current trade you're in without having to look at them. You'll know if you're up or down. All right. So if EUR, JPY, or whatever currency pair is green, that means you're in a buy on that trade. If it's red, that means you're in a sell on that trade. All right. It'll tell you to the right if you're up or down and how much you're up or down. And then arrow pips overall is what your overall if you have multiple trades on. So I have 2 trades on, -1, -2. So that's what? That's -3. All right. Let's close that one right there. All right. So now we're just in a buy. Now with the spread, you see I got red and white. For me to be in profit, both the red, which is the ask line, and the white line, which is the bid line, both must be above my dotted green line, my entry. When both get above my entry, then I'm in profit. As long as they stay at or below my entry, I am what? I am negative. All right. So I need to be above my entry before I actually see a profit. All right. And then you go down here and look at it, you'll see I'm down to, and you can see here, I'm down $7.96. All right. So on your right underneath charts, you have your terminal. You come down here to trade. You'll see here you have your order number. You have your time frame you put a trade in on. What type of trade it is, buy or sell. Your size, that's just your lot size. Symbol is the currency pair or whatever asset class you trade. Price is the price you actually either put a buy or sell at. That's your entry. SL, stop loss, is blank because we haven't set it yet. TP is take profit. It's blank because we haven't set it yet. We'll set that here in a second. The current price is 124.56. This number will keep adjusting because the price is always moving. And then it says your commission. The commission right now for a 0.38 lot size is $1.90. All right. You see here, my profit is $6.51 negative. But overall, it's negative now, $9.49, because it's taking into account the $1.90 commission. If I make money on this trade, let's say I make $20 on this trade, I really am only going to make $18.10 because the $1.90 is going to go to the broker. That's how they make their money. They make their money by what? By charging commissions. Now, if I am in a trade and I hold my trade past this dotted white line here, which we talked about is the period separator that comes every day at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. If I hold my trade from the previous day to the next day, I'm going to get charged a swap fee by the broker. That's the broker's way of saying, hey, you have to pay us to hold your trade over into a new forex day, new session, forex day. All right. Another way for them to make money for them. All right. So when you're trading, keep that in mind. All right. All right. So we're going to close this chart here. Next, we're going to set our take profit and our stop loss. Let me turn this off real quick so you can see here. To set your take profit and stop loss, if you're in a buy, your take profit, where means that when price reaches that line, it will close out in profit. Stop loss means that whenever price goes the opposite direction and touches that line, wherever you put it at, it will close you out in the negative. All right. It's great because that's proper risk management. You want to use a stop loss because if you happen to forget or walk away from your trade, you don't want the trade to go the wrong way too far and then you have no money in your account. All right. If you have your stop loss, that's just proper risk management. You're managing how much you're willing to risk. All right. So you use your lot size to manage how much you're willing to risk, and then you use your stop loss to manage the overall dollar amount. All right. So we use a 0.38 on lot size. So I'm going to set my stop loss first. So I want to put my mouse on the actual entry line until it says, you see here, drag to modify. You want to click and hold, and then you want to drag down. I'm in a buy. I want price to go up. So my stop loss is going to be what? A sell. And you see here, it says your order number. It says SL for stop loss. So you know you're going in the right direction. it says right here, I'll be at negative $45.58 is how much I'll lose. And then you see here, it says negative 121 pips, negative 121. All right, that is really 12.1. All right, so the rule is for strategy number one, 40 pip stop loss, 20 pip take profit. So the stop loss is 40 pips. You want to bring it on down until it says negative 400 pips. Or as close as you can get. Boom, negative 401. I'll let that go. So I got negative 401 pips. You put your mouse over it, you can see the information on there. It tells you profit will be negative $145.05, and pips will be negative 401, which is 40.1. All right. Next, if you want to set your take profit, you set that above you. Take profit should be at 20 pips. We're a little far. We can't go that far on this chart. So we'll just set it at 5 or so you can see it. So I'm moving it up. Boom. You see right there, it says our order number. It says TP, which is take profit. It says $18.08 USD. So we'll make $18 if both the red line and the white line get over this red dotted line here and take profit before it gets below the lower one. And then it says right there, comma, 50 pips, 50 pips. That's 5.0. That's 5 pips. Let it go. Boom, boom, boom. Now you're done. Now you set your take profit and your stop loss. So now when you come back to the terminal, you see that stop loss and take profit are already set. All right. Now my take profit is lit up green. Whenever you are less than 10 pips away from your take profit will light up green. Whenever you are 10 pips or less away from your stop loss number will light up red. It just kind of gives you a visual indication that you are close to hitting that level. All right. So keep that in mind. Less than 10 pips away from take profit, your take profit number will light up green. Less than 10 pips away from stop loss, your stop loss number will be lit up red. Now, to automatically close your trade, you want to do what? Hit this X right here. If you hit that X, everything goes away. And that's it. All right. All right. So now we've gone over that. That's how you want to put in trades. Now let's go over the basic rules of how to trade with the with AIRO. All right. So strategy number one is all we go over on this. This is the foundation. This is what everyone needs to learn how, what to master. Master strategy number one. All right. So first things first, there are 3 simple rules to strategy number one. We call it the bag strategy. All right. So first things first, you want to use this icon right here. There's a magnifying glass with a plus and a negative. You want to zoom out. So you use the one with the negative. Zoom out all the way. And then you want to count your zones. Do you have more green zones or do you have more red zones? Well, I don't see red. I just see nothing but green. We've got 2, 4, 6, 7 green zones. So we know we're in a what? We're in a buy trend. We're in an uptrend. And you can see here, price is clearly going up. So if you have more green zones than red zones, then you only want to take buy trades. If you have more red zones than green zones, you only want to take more sales. All right. You only want to take sales. All right. So you want to always make sure you trade with the direction of the trend. If you trade with the direction of the trend, you have a better opportunity of winning that trade. All right. Higher probability. You want to trade with the money. That's number 2. So number 1, you want to trade in the direction of the trend. So I just showed you how to identify the trend. Now we're going to trade with the money. And it should be easy because the money is what? The money zone. You want to make sure that your trades are inside the money zone. There are some more advanced strategies that are, or strategy period, that are, that you don't have to trade inside the money zone. But for strategy number 1 is definitely, admissible. You need to trade inside the money zone. All right. Trade inside the money zone. All right. Now here's how that works. Only take up arrows inside the money zone. Why? Because you're trading with the trend. The trend is up. Take up arrows. All right. Now, step number 3, only take bag entries, BAG, and everyone knows that bag stands for get paid, get money. But with AIRO, bag stands for bounce, arrow, go. So only take bag entry trades with the trend, which is up right now on this pair, and inside the money zone with the money. So you see here, price came down, bounced once, came back up, bounced twice, arrow pointing down, that's negative, came back up, price is above the moving average, it's green, you got an arrow, that's all great. but you're not in the money zone. All right. But look, next one is you're in the money zone. So the rule is you can take 2 consecutive arrows. If you have 2 consecutive up arrows, you can take both of them. All right. If you have a down arrow in between your 2 up arrows, do not take the second up arrow. All right. Do not take the second up arrow. Now, bounce, because it bounced off the support. So if you're in a buy, you want price to come down, bounce off the support, off the floor, head up, get an up arrow, get in the trade, go for 20 pips. You see it went backwards on us, 6 pips. So you see here on that number there, I'm using my cursor here. So my cursor is right here. So right here, you see a little plus sign. That's your cursor. Sorry, your crosshair. Your crosshair. Take the crosshair. That allows you to measure things. Measure things. Kind of get an idea where price is at. You see here, the line points to price, and then also down here, it points to what? It points to the time of where we're at as well. All right. So the second arrow is here. It went backwards on us, 6 pips, and then it ran up 229 pips, which is 22.9. So you caught your 20 pips. That's it. Identify a trend. Only take trades inside the money zone in the direction of the trend. And then number 3, only take bag entries in the direction of the trend inside the money zone. All right. So this arrow is inside the money zone. It already bounced. Doesn't matter if it bounced outside of the money zone. It bounced. You got an arrow inside, 2 consecutive. And boom, 20 pips. Only went backwards 6 pips. That is a great bounce arrow go trade. All right. See if there's any questions out here real quick. EURNZD is looking wild. Haha. Probably is. It's Sunday. Sunday is not a night that I recommend trading. All right. If you're going to trade, I recommend starting Monday night. So tomorrow night, London session. So London session tomorrow night, all the way through London session on Friday. So, you can trade everything in between, your New York session as well. All right. What do you think about cancel and replacing your stop loss to lock in profit after the trade moves in your profit? Great answer. So when my trade is 15 pips or more in profit, all right, so let's go look at this here. Share my screen for you guys real quick. Boom, boom, boom. All right, here we go. So on the chart, let's say, for example, I have a trade, right here, where the line is at, where the arrow's at, right here. All right. And let's say the trade, so 20 pips is right here. So if the trade gets here, real close, about 15 pips away, it's about 5 pips away from take profit, what I will do is, if my stop loss is way back here, I got my 40 pip stop loss, if it's way back here, then I will move it up in profit 1 pip, 1 or 2 pips. So here's my entry line. Let me change color so you guys can see it here. My white line is my entry line. Boom, boom, boom. My red line is my stop loss. And my blue line is my take profit. So make it, that way it's not too confusing for you guys. Boom, okay. All right, so my white line is where I entered the trade. Red line, of course, means, that's bad. You're getting stopped out. Blue line, that's good. You're making money. All right. So once price has gotten real close to my blue line, my take profit, I will move my stop loss into profit 1 pip. All right. Now, how do you do that? So when you place the trade, let's go place the trade real quick. 1-click trading, hit a buy. Take profit is up here. Stop loss down here. Turn 1-click trading off. All right. So when price gets real close to my take profit, within 5 pips or more, I click on my, hover my mouse on the stop loss, and I move it up until it says, 10 or 20 pips. 10 or 20 pips. All right. That's 21. It won't let me do it because price isn't up there yet. All right. But I do that. I put it in profit. I put it above my entry. That way, when price if price comes back down my profit is a free trade. At that point, I won't lose any money. I'm guaranteed to make money. So every time, unless I'm watching the charts like a hawk, every time I am trading and I get up 15 pips or more, I put my stop loss in profit. If it comes back down and closes it out, hey, I didn't lose. I might not have made as much, but I didn't lose. All right, that's the key. It's all about lasting. How long can you last in this game? All right. So that's what the gentleman asked. So that's what I do on mine. 15 pips or more, I'm putting it into profit. All right. Let me stop sharing. Let's go answer some more questions. Got a few more questions here. When you close a trade in the terminal, you win, lose at whatever price was at that point. Is there a fee for closing that way? No, whenever the only fee you pay is the commission or the commission plus the swap if you've been holding trade. But when you manually close out, you get charged the same commission that you would as if price automatically closed out when they hit you take profit or stop loss. So no extra fee. And what if two arrows are pointing in the same direction? You can take both arrows. As long as both arrows are inside the money zone and you already had a bounce with the trend, you can take both arrows if you want. Use proper risk management though. You take both arrows, all right? All right, do you always count pips the same way? 1 decimal left for all trades, Forex. I only teach on Forex pairs, all right? If you have to answer that question, that means you're a beginner. Beginners need to concentrate on Forex pairs. Do not look to try to jump into indices or crypto so fast. They are significantly volatile. And of course, understanding how they move and how to count pips is different. So no, I do not count everything that way, all right? Indices are counted different. Crypto is counted different. Gold is counted different. They're all counted different. And some of the cryptos and some of the indices they're not even all counted groups. Like, the indices, you don't even count them all the same. They're kind of different. So you have to know the differences. That's why I stick with currency pairs in the beginning for beginners, so that you get used to it. All right. So focus on those, and then move to crypto or indices or something like that when you are ready. All right. Don't see any more questions, guys. So hey, this is the end of our call. We've gone over everything we need to go through. Showed you what AIRO is. Showed you what the how to count the pips. How to set up your stop loss, take profit. The basic strategy number 1. If you need to go back in the back office, that's what I need to show you. Let's show you the back office where the videos are at. So here we are in the back office with the videos. All right. So what you want to do is on the website at the very top, go to AP Academy. All right. Select AP Academy. Once you select AP Academy, here to My First Steps. Select My First Steps. All right. Give it a second here. All right, under My First Steps, you want to scroll down. You want to watch all these videos here. So you want to click on this here, go inside each one, watch all the videos. Click on this one, same thing, same. So watch all 4. And then when you're ready, go to My Products up here. My Products. Select My Products. It brings you to this page here. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. You'll see Setup AIRO, the AIRO box. Select the Access Setup course. And then it'll bring you in here and it shows you everything. The AIRO overview, AIRO, the setup and access for your VPS. So all the VPS videos, AIRO setup, how to set up everything. So everything we went over tonight, I've got a video showing you exactly how to do that. So you can watch that over and over again. All right. This call is being recorded as well. It'll be on the Auvoria Prime YouTube channel. You can watch it there. But then you also have all the strategies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Strategy number 10 is coming out this week, so you'll have that as well, and we'll be done. So we're at the very end of the strategies. All right. So you want to make sure that you have all the access to watch everything back here. All right. And that's it. All right. That is it. So we've gone over everything. We got a couple of questions that came in. All right. Sometimes the arrows show up and hit the support or resistance and break through them instead of bouncing off them. It doesn't matter. If you have an arrow, all right, let me go over that rule with you guys real quick. I didn't share that rule. All right. This is why you want to watch the videos. All right. Make sure you're watching the videos for all the rules. All right. All right. If you take a trade, so this arrow right here we talked about, if you take this arrow, you want to make sure that there's no red zone above you. So you want to take your crosshair and measure to make sure it's more than 200 pips, which is 20.0. So that number in the middle needs to be more than 200. If it's not, don't take the trade. You want the red zone up here. It's above you if you have one. So like remember here, let's go to EURUD right here. All right, so you're taking the trade. The price is coming down. You got an arrow here. You want this to be more than 20 pips away. If it's not, don't take the trade. All right. If it's stuck in the zone, don't take the trade. You want price to do what? You want price to bounce, sell. So you want price to bounce. You got an arrow. You go. All right. That's it. It must bounce off the zone. So if you're in a sell, price bounced off this resistance here, the ceiling came down. You got a down arrow. You sell. It goes down. As long as you have 20 pips or more room. If you have less than 20 pips, don't take the trade. If the arrow is pointing into the zone, don't take the trade. If the arrow is in the zone, the only way you take the trade if the arrow is in the zone is if the candle it's pointing to is sticking out of the zone. That qualifies as a bounce. All right. So look at this example. So you see here on this example, the arrow is inside the red zone, but the candle it's pointing to is outside the zone. So if this zone wasn't here, that would be a valid trade for a sale. All right. That's it. How do you use bag when support zones come and go? Great question. So when you're in a trade, let's go look at the trades, let's go look at it again. All right. So the come and go is a good thing because, you know, support zones, support resistance, they disappear. When price breaks through them, they disappear. So that's why the software is built that way, so that when price breaks through it, they disappear. All right. So if I get into this, you know, we're an uptrend. So I got a bounce, arrow, and another arrow. If I get in these trades here, and let's say I'm up here, and another zone pops up right here, a red zone. So the ceiling, I immediately exit the trade. There are 3 ways that you need to get out of a trade. Number 1, if price hits take profit. Number 2, if price hits stop loss. Number 3, if an opposite zone pops up. If the opposite colored zone pops up because it bounced off the green zone, if a red zone pops up, you immediately exit with a small loss or a small profit. All right, that's it. That is it. So again, watch the videos, guys. That way you have that information there. All right. Check the chat. We got a couple of questions in the chat. Everyone said thank you. Hey, thank you guys for joining me. All right. Starting tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, the Hawkeye group go on to start live trading for the week. All right. 7:30 a.m. Eastern to 9 a.m. Eastern. All right. So with that said, guys, hey, if you're going to trade, make sure you use proper risk management, and I'll see you guys in the funding paper.